Hello. Act as your IELTS speaking examiner. We will go through 6 questions from the list provided in ImageLink to .png, one by one. For each question, you will give your answer, and then I will provide constructive feedback on your grammar, vocabulary, and fluency, along with a high-scoring sample answer. Let's begin with the first random question from ImageLink to .png. Question 1. How often do you use social networking applications? Please give your...
I use social networking apps pretty much every day. They help me stay connected with my friends, and I also use them to watch videos and keep up with current events.
That is a solid natural start. Your answer directly addresses the question and provides clear reasons, which is exactly what an examiner looks for in Part 1. Here is some specific feedback and a sample answer to help you elevate your response to a higher band score, band 7.0 plus. Feedback. Fluency and coherence. Your response flows smoothly, and using pretty much every day is a nice, natural idiom. Vocabulary. Stay connected and keep up with current events are great collocations. To push for a higher score, you can replace generic words like watch videos with more specific terms, e.g., scroll through short-form content or consume media. Grammar. Your grammar is completely accurate. To impress the examiner, try adding a bit more complex structure, like a conditional sentence or a contrast, e.g., comparing your current usage to the past, or mentioning a downside. Sample answer. Band 8.0 plus. To be honest, I use them on a daily basis. I'm constantly scrolling through platforms like Instagram or Facebook to keep tabs on what my friends are up to. On top of that, it's my main way of consuming news and watching short, entertaining videos when I need to unwind after a long day of studying. Let's move on to the next random question from the list in ImageLink to .png. Question 2. Do you often listen to music? Whenever you're ready, give me your answer.
Yes, definitely. I listen to music on a daily basis, especially when I am doing homework. To be honest, it helps me unwind after a long day.
Another great answer. You did an excellent job using the phrase on a daily basis and connecting music to your routine. It directly answers the question from ImageLink to .png and provides clear justification. Here is some feedback and a model answer to help you boost your score even further. Feedback. Fluency and coherence. You used good transition phrases like to be honest and especially when. One minor thing. It's especially when I am doing homework feels a bit fragmented. A smoother connection would be I usually put it on while I'm doing my homework. Vocabulary. Unwind is a fantastic band 7 plus vocabulary word for relaxation. To score even higher, you could specify the genre of music, e.g., lo-fi beats, classical, pop, or describe how it affects your focus. Grammar. Your grammar is clear and easy to understand. Try using a dependent clause to add variety, such as, not only does it help me concentrate, but it also, sample answer, band 8.0 plus. Yes, absolutely. Listening to music is an essential part of my daily routine. I almost always have it playing in the background, particularly when I'm tackling school assignments, as it helps me concentrate. I mostly lean towards instrumental tracks or lo-fi beats because they are incredibly soothing and help me decompress after a frantic day. Let's pick the third random question from the list in ImageLink to .png. Question 3. How often do you play sports? What is your answer to this one?
I play football about 3 times a week. In fact, it's my favorite sport. Moreover, it helps me stay healthy and spend time with my friends.
You are doing an excellent job maintaining a clear structure. You stated your frequency clearly, mentioned your preference, and gave 2 strong benefits, health and socializing. Here is some feedback to take this response to the next level, followed by a sample answer. Feedback. Fluency and coherence. Your response is very cohesive. However, using both in fact and moreover in such a short answer can make it sound a bit like a written essay rather than natural speech. In Part 1, try to use more conversational transitions like actually, on top of that, or besides. Vocabulary. Stay healthy and spend time with friends are perfectly fine, but they are very common. To boost your vocabulary score, you could use idioms or phrases like keep in shape, burn off some steam, or bond with my buddies. Grammar. Your grammar is completely accurate. To add some grammatical variety, you could use a contrast structure, such as mentioning how you managed to play despite a busy school schedule. Sample answer. Band 8.0 plus. I kick a football around with my friends about 3 times a week, usually on the weekends or after school. Actually, it's my absolute favorite sport. Not only does it help me keep in shape, but it's also a fantastic way to blow off some steam and bond with my teammates after a stressful week of classes. We are halfway through. Let's choose the 4th random question from the list and image link to .png. Question 4. How often do you use a calculator? Whenever you're ready, let me know your answer.
I use a calculator almost every day, especially for math homework. Whenever I have complicated calculations to do, I use a calculator on my phone to save time.
This is a highly relevant and practical answer. You've accurately identified a daily need for this tool, and mentioning that you use the one on your phone adds a nice, modern touch that makes the response sound very realistic. Here is some feedback and a sample answer to help you add a bit more sophistication to this response. Feedback. Fluency and coherence. The flow is very natural, and your ideas connect logically. Using to save time at the end is a great way to close your thought. Vocabulary. Complicated calculations is an excellent collocation. To upgrade your vocabulary further, you could use words related to mathematics or school, such as equations, algebra, crunching numbers, or built-in app. Grammar. Your grammar is spotless. For a higher band score, you could incorporate a conditional clause or a complex structure like, if it weren't for my phone's calculator, I would, to showcase your control over advanced grammar. Sample answer. Band 8.0 plus. I'd say I use one on a regular basis, pretty much every single day when I'm tackling math assignments. Whenever I run into intricate equations or need to crunch some heavy numbers, I usually just whip out the built-in calculator app on my smartphone because it's incredibly convenient and saves me a ton of time. Let's move on to the 5th random question from the list and image link to .png. Question 5. How often do you go shopping? What is your response to this question?
I go shopping about once a week, depending on my needs. Most of the time, I buy clothes or school supplies, although I sometimes shop online.
You gave a very practical response. It clearly answers the frequency and covers the types of items you buy. I noticed a tiny vocabulary slip-up where you use the word build instead of buy or purchase when talking about clothes. In English, we build houses or Lego models, but we buy or shop for clothes. Catching small slips like that will instantly help your score. Here is some more detailed feedback and a sample answer. Feedback. Fluency and coherence. Your opening sentence is strong. However, your last sentence, although I sometimes shop online, is a fragment because although needs to connect 2 ideas together in the same sentence. E.g., although I prefer physical stores, I sometimes shop online. Vocabulary. As mentioned, swap out build for words like buy, pick up, or shop for. Instead of just saying school supplies, you could use terms like stationery to show a wider range of vocabulary. Grammar. To fix the although structure, you can merge it with your main thought, or use words like however or that said to start a new sentence. Sample answer. Band 8.0 plus. I go shopping about once a week, depending entirely on what I need at the time. Most of the time, I'm just picking up clothes or some essential stationery for school. That being said, I've been doing a lot more of it online recently because it's just so much more convenient than visiting a physical store. We have reached the final question. Let's pick the last random question from the list and image link to .png. Question 6. How often do you go traveling? Take your time and give it your best shot.
I travel every now and then, mainly during summer holiday. I can explore new places and experience different cultures. Yeah. Uh, I uh, I travel every now and then, mainly during summer holidays. I can explore new places and experience different cultures. Oh, I I traveling I traveling every now and then, mainly during the holiday. I can explore new places and different cultures.
You did a wonderful job explaining both when you travel and why you enjoy it. Bringing up the opportunity to explore new places and cultures adds a fantastic layer of depth to your answer. I noticed a small slip at the very beginning with a repeated phrase, I, traveling, which might just be a natural stumble when speaking under pressure. In the actual test, if you make a mistake, just correct yourself smoothly and keep going. Also, make sure to include the verb go or use the action verb travel, e.g., I go traveling, or I travel. Here is some specific feedback and a high-scoring sample answer to finish up our session. Feedback. Fluency and coherence. Using the phrase every now and then is an excellent natural way to express frequency in IELTS Part 1. Vocabulary. Explore new places and different cultures are solid collocations. To push your vocabulary score into the higher bands, you could try phrases like broaden my horizons, immerse myself in local traditions, or get away. Grammar. To fix the structure of the sentence, ensure you connect the ideas smoothly. For instance, I go traveling every now and then, mainly during holidays, so that I can explore. Or, which allows me to explore. Sample answer, band 8.0 plus. I'd say I go traveling every now and then, mainly during the long summer holidays. It's the perfect opportunity for me to broaden my horizons, explore breathtaking new places, and immerse myself in different cultures. Plus, it's a wonderful way to recharge my batteries before a new school term begins. Overall review, you did a fantastic job across all 6 questions. You naturally understand how to structure an IELTS Part 1 answer. You directly answer the question, state a frequency, and provide a brief reason or example. To keep improving, just focus on 1. Replacing common words with slightly more advanced collocations or idioms. 2. Mixing in complex sentence structures like conditionals or relative clauses. 3. Keeping your transitions conversational rather than formal. You have a great foundation. Keep practicing just like this.
Thank you.